Hello everyone, I'm Namita and welcome to Yoganama. In today's session, we are going to work on a group of muscles that don't get as much attention as they deserve. And these are the adductors or the inner thigh muscles. And we are going to work on a complete practice that is going to help you increase your strength as well as mobility in this area. Doing that will help you not only in your posture, but also be helpful in case you have any kind of lower back pain or even knee discomfort. So let's get started. Let's begin with a warm-up. So you can use a chair or you can use the wall, and we are going to do some leg swings, which are going to be like this. You swing the leg out to the right and then across to the left. So be careful you don't hurt yourself, but this is a very good way to warm up the thighs and the hips as well. So let's give this a go for a couple of rounds. Make sure you move with some control and are not completely passive in this movement. Let's do a couple more of these, lifting as high as is comfortable for you. And then let's switch legs. I'm going to switch around so I don't hit the wall, and make sure you're not going to hit something as you do these movements as well. Stay safe and let's go for it. And make sure as you do this, in case you have tight inner thigh muscles, that your knee is not uncomfortable. At any point during the practice, knee should be perfectly happy and not feeling any kind of pinch or discomfort. And let's stop. Switching direction, we are now going to go front and back. So inhale, exhale. You can always coordinate your breath with the movement, and that always helps. A few more like this. Really one of the most effective ways to quickly warm up the hip joint and a little bit of your hamstrings as well. And let's stop after this one and go for the other side. And having a chair is actually optional. You can make this a little more challenging for yourself by adding a balance. So you do this with free hands, no support, and just swing the leg up and down. Just a little bit of progression if you would like to explore, and let's stop. Great. We will now move to goddess squats or Dhruta Utkatasana, and you have the option to use the chair or not use the chair. I'm going to give you both variations. So with the chair in front of me, I'm going to widen the legs, point the toes out diagonally a little bit, and on an inhale, I take my hands up, and exhale, grab hold of the top end of the chair to sink into a squat. Inhale, rise up. One more time, let's do this. Inhale and exhale, sink low. Inhale, rise up. And you can do this without a chair as well. We will keep adding progressions. Inhale up, exhale, sit low. Inhale and exhale. This time bend a little to the right side and come back. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, come back up. Let's do this one more time. Inhale and exhale into your goddess. Inhale into a side bend. Exhale, return. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, sink low. Bend to the other side. Return. And on an inhale, stand up. Exhale, sink. Maintaining that exhalation, do your side bend. On an inhalation, return. Let's continue a few rounds without the side bends. So exhale, sink low. Inhale, up. Feel free to move your arms. Exhale in a way that feels good for you. Exhale. You can add a full arm circle as you inhale. And exhale, bring the hands all the way down. Inhale. Two more. Exhale, sink really low. And then inhale, come up. Last one. Exhale, sink low. And inhale, come up. And exhale, release. And take a breath or two in Tadasana now. Just close your eyes. Allow your breath to settle in. From here, let's move on to our next practice, which is going to be heel raises. For that, we are going to use a block between the lower legs. So this is how I'm gripping the block. And maintaining this grip, I'm going to rise up on my heels, find my balance, my maximum height, and then exhale, slowly come down. Let me show it to you from the side. Let's do this 6 times. On an inhale, rise. Hold for a moment at the top. Exhale, release. Keep your core pulled in, shoulders roll back. Inhale, up for 2. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale, up. And exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. 2 more to do here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, 5, and inhale, up. Hold at the top. Stay a little longer here. And exhale, slowly release and remove the block from the side. I'm going to move the chair out as well because we don't need it now, at least till a little later maybe. And let's move on to our next practice. We are going to do plank pose. So for that, I'm going to grab the block this time between the knees, place my hands a little ahead of the shoulder. So when I come into plank, it's a even plank. Lift the knees up and find the plank, gripping the block between the legs. Let's be here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and from here shift up into downward facing dog and grabbing the block same as before between the legs. Let's stay here and consciously keep pressing the thighs into the block so you're engaging the body and not passively holding the posture. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release, bring the knee down, look forward, and let's move into a cat-cow, raising the block a little higher up along the thigh. So, inhale, look up. Exhale, push the ground away. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. As you grip the block between the thighs, you will notice some relief in the lower back as you go into a back bend. And that's what will help you understand. Keep going with cat-cow. How strengthening the supporting muscles can help improve our posture and reduce aches and pains. Let's just do one more. And exhale and release to neutral. From here, let's remove the block and keep it to the side. And I'm going to come into a side plank variation where I extend the right leg out, left knee is on the ground, and my right hand goes up, maybe up overhead to get a nice stretch in the side body. Take a breath here. Maybe close your eyes if you would like to help you relax a little bit as we move through the next dynamic set of postures. So for this, on an inhale, rise up into gate pose, and exhale with control, go back to side plank, lift the leg up, return, and then inhale. You can come up onto the heel of the right foot. Exhale, inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, return, and go back on an inhale to your gate pose. Let's keep moving in and out of this for a couple of rounds. Remember to lift the leg up as you come into side plank, and on an exhale, return back. One more like this, coming into gate pose, back to side plank, and hold this leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and release. Come back to tabletop. And we are going to do this on the other side. I'm going to just switch around, so I'm still facing the camera. And we are going to go into side plank on this side. Let's just hold the side plank first. Get used to being here. Hand can be up overhead or parallel to the ground. So let's move into a gate pose. And then when we exhale, come back to side plank with control. Lift the left leg up, release, and come back to gate. And exhale to side plank and back to gate pose as you inhale. Let's do a couple more. Release, gate, back to gate. And it feels very nice when you move with the breath dynamically in a kriya like the one we are doing. Feels therapeutic. It's also good for anxiety. Let's wrap this up to gate, return to plank and hold the leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and release. Come back to your tabletop. From tabletop, take a little breather, coming into extended child pose here. Preparing the upper back for the posture we will do next. We'll be here just for a moment, not for too long. Just to indicate to the body and prepare it for the next posture. Let's rise up into tabletop. And let's come into the side plank again, and I'm going to switch because we're going to do this on the right side. So extend the right leg up, left knee on the ground, rise up to gate. Let's hold the gate pose for 2 breaths only. Make sure when you come into gate, you are not pressing your hand into the knee. So you are just gently resting there for balance and really pulling yourself into the position with the strength of the legs and the core. And 1 more breath. Release. And what I'm going to do now is lean forward into Bhenavasana. So the leg can be pointing forward now, the foot rather. And you can work on walking the hands forward and bringing the forehead to the ground. And let's breathe here. So this is like a half frog pose. Deep stretch to the inner thighs. And while you're here, you can also start rocking front and back a little bit, as much as the body allows you to help you improve your mobility. But make sure it's not too fast. It's always within the comfort zone, is moderately challenging, not excruciatingly painful. Let's do 1 more of these. And last one. Rise up onto the hands. Rise up into gate pose. Look up and see if the gate pose feels a little better, a little deeper. Maybe you'll be able to bring your hand to the ground. Explore that if that extra range of motion is accessible today. And then release. Come back to tabletop to do this on the other side. And as usual, I'm going to switch around. Taking the left leg out this time, right leg goes back into the plank. And from the plank to the gate pose. Let's hold this here for 2 breaths. Nice calming breaths. Trying to bring both your inhalation and your exhalation into your awareness, making them slow and mindful. And then rise up and prepare for Bhenavasana. So I'm going to just step back a little bit so I stay in the frame. You can walk your elbows down. My left toes are now pointing forward, maybe slightly at an angle. Walk your hands forward, bring the forehead to the ground. If this is not comfortable today, You can even use a block or two and rest the forehead on the block and stay on the elbows. So feel free to modify in a way that feels comfortable for you today. Now let's hold that. Once you are ready and when you feel comfortable, you can add those rocking and back and forth movement here. Sitting back as much as the body allows, leaning forward. So we get some mobility work done as well. Let's keep going. And one more. Release, come to neutral, come back onto your hands, and let's give that gate pose another try now. Maybe it'll be a little bit more accessible, allowing us to go just a little bit deeper. That's the magic of the mobility drills. They really give us sometimes instant results. Let's take one more breath. And then return back to tabletop. From here, we are going to come into a lying down position on the belly, so a prone position. You can rest your forehead on the ground or on a stack of your hands with the forehead resting on the top hand. What we are going to do is Shalabhasan drill. So I'm going to lift the legs up, widen them, and then try to bring my heels together. So in Shalabhasan, we move in an up-down position generally, but today we are going to move in a horizontal plane, just widening and bringing the heels closer. So let's get ready. Forehead can be where you would like. It can be lifted. Arms can be where you like. So let this be intuitive. Lift the legs up, widen the legs, and let's do this for a few times. I'm keeping a mental count. I want you to keep going. And let's do this. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And turn over to lie on your back. And we will do the same thing, this time lying on the back. So lift the legs up, widen them, and bring them close, and keep going. So in and out, trying to maintain your lower back with minimum arch. Let's do this for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a few breaths here, gently breathing in and out, and taking this time as usual to find that connection with the breath, to make it slow and even out its space. From here, we are going to move into our next posture, the bridge pose or Setu Bandhasan. So for that, use a block again, but this time between the knees, and we are going to do bridge pose or Setu Bandhasan here. You can keep your elbows pressing into the ground. I like to keep them like this, and know that we are not trying to do a back bend. We are trying to strengthen the glutes and the inner thigh muscles. So this is what we are going to do. On an inhale, lift up, maintain the grip between the knees and the block, squeeze the glutes gently at the top, nothing too aggressive. Exhale, release. So you're trying to lift up using the strength of the glutes and not necessarily focusing on going into a back bend here. Let's do inhale, lift, squeeze a little at the top, exhale down, continue squeezing the block as well. Inhale for 3, exhale, inhale up for 4, exhale, up for 5, exhale, up for 6, Hold at the top for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And you can keep the block to the side. From here, let's turn to the right. You can rest your head on a block. You can rest your head on a block like this. My left knee is tracking forward, right leg is going underneath the left leg to allow me to lift the right leg up like this. And let's do that 21 times now, starting with me for 1 and back. 2, lift to your maximum, down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, keep going, 12, slowly but not with too much speed, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, last 2, 20, last 1, 21, release the block. And from here, let's move into Matsya Kridasana. Just again resting the forehead either on the block or, if you would like, on your hands. So I'm trying to bring the knee up in line with the hip and then trying to get a little bit of inner thigh stretch like a modified frog while we take 3 breaths here. So again, a very good time to just let the breath flow freely. Excellent. Let's return back to the prone position. Now, depending on where you are, you can simply turn to the other side, and I'm going to switch around, fix the mic so we can do this together. All right. So coming on to the left side now, my right knee is in line with the hips, and I'm going to lift the left leg up for 1, 2, 3, 4, try to keep the same pace as mine, 5, 6, it can be tempting to rush through these very quickly, 7, 8, but slow and steady is what we're going for, 9, 10, lift up higher, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Release, turn over for Matsya Kridasana on this side now. So the higher you try to hike up the right knee, the deeper the stretch you will feel in the left side of the body. Take your nice calming few breaths here. And slowly release, take the leg back, rise up to come into any sitting position of your choice. And we are done with the practice today. I would recommend that you take at least 3 to 5 minutes in Shavasana, and you can take any of my pranayam videos as well. It will complement this practice beautifully and help you get the maximum out of the time you spend practicing yoga. Thank you so much for joining this today, and I'll see you in another video right here.